In the last class, we have discussed about what is e-commerce and the basic advantages and limitations of e-commerce. And the basic, we have seen what are the main pillars of e-commerce, all the things which we have discussed in the last class. So here, basic e-commerce definition and goals of electronic commerce, what we can achieve with e-commerce. And here we have the importance of e-commerce in the right now in the world. So why it is important, so what are the different reasons this is important, and we have seen the basic pillars: electronic information, electronic relationship, and electronic transactions. So we must have an appropriate information which is required, and electronic relationships are required, and electronic transactions are required, and these three are the basic pillars of e-commerce. So whatever the content we have, content must be available in the site, and electronic relationship in the sense the website must be innovative and must contain certain new features that attracts the users. So it must be user friendly, and third one, it must allow all the electronic transactions, e-transactions, and all the payments through online. So these three are the basic pillars for e-commerce. Then we have discussed about traditional value chain, and we have consumer oriented value chains, and later on we have seen the potential benefits of e-commerce. So the benefits are from organization, for customers, and for the society. So what are the benefits for an organization through this e-commerce? What are the benefits to customers? And third one, what are the benefits provided for the society with the help of this e-commerce which we have discussed. So these are all the topics which are discussed in the last class. So now in today's class we will discuss about the basic satellites, different types of satellites, global information distribution, how the data to be distributed globally. With the help of satellites, the data can be distributed. So global information distribution network is a very new way of interconnecting different networks that across various countries and continents. So there are the two technologies. One is fiber optic long distance network and satellite networks. So these are the two networks what we have. So long distance networks, so this technology is used for establishing connection between the components bearing longer distance from each other. So this connection is made using coaxial cable or fiber cable which are owned by inter-exchange carrier. Among these cables, fiber cable is mostly preferred for carrying out of international transmissions. So if you want to transmit the data from one place to another place, maximum in this data transmission they will use coaxial cables, or in some situations they will use tunnels. So connection is being established locally. The interchange carriers are used. The carriers are getting enhanced so as to reduce the cost and increase the transmission speed. For example, if you want to take any internet connection, so obviously you have to contact a network provider. They can be a beam cable, or can be Hathway, they can be Airtel, or whatever it might be. So from the root place, from the server to your home, they'll put a wire that is considered as coaxial wire, the coaxial cable. So through that connection they will transmit the data from the server to your place. Okay, so the connection has been established between the that server and your client system. So then only the data can be transmitted. So this data transmissions can be done. These data transmissions can be done with the help of these coaxial cables. And some long distance cables. So the different communication technologies used in US for serving long distance connectivity includes AT&T, MCT, Wiltel, and Liltel communications. The major objective of long distance carrier is to concentrate on acquiring wireless technologies. So these are the things what you have and what we can achieve. So if the cable is not possible to connect from one place to another place, the second way, that is satellite communication. So through satellites we can transmit the data from one place to another place. So the combination of nodes used for providing communication from one point to another point on the earth is called satellite networks. So a node can be a satellite and a end user terminal on or on earth station. So the reason why artificially satellites are used instead of natural satellites is that if the signal loses its energy during its traversal, then it can be regenerated by installing certain electronic equipments in the satellites. But these re-establishing technology is not there in the natural satellites. That's why obviously we have to go with artificial satellites whatever we have. Okay, so with the help of these satellites also we can communicate, we can link two systems. And the satellites are of different types: low earth orbit, medium earth orbit, and geosynchronous earth orbit. So depends on the area what they cover. Okay, based on that we can categorize it into low, medium and geosynchronous earth orbits. Based on the orbit, how much distance they can cover. So if it is low earth orbit, they can cover up to 500 kilometers to 1500 kilometers distance they can cover, they can communicate, they can transmit the data in between this area. Okay, they are also referred as non-geostationary orbit, NGSO satellites. So these are the operated frequency range from 1 gigahertz to 2.5 gigahertz, and the data transmission is very less, very low. That's why the satellites, the cost and all the things are very low. Okay. So due to less path loss, the specification for the system like transmitting power, antenna size, weight, everything is very low. The orbiting period of LEO satellites is about 90 minutes. So these satellites are generally used for communication purpose. Okay, for example, Motorola satellite based on mobile telephone system called Iridium is a LEO system. So basically Motorola systems, Motorola company వాళ్ళ network కి కోసం they are using this LEO orbit satellites. Next, second one, medium. So ఇవి ఇందాక low level ఏమిటో 500 to 1500 kilometers, but here 6000 miles to 12000 miles వరకు they can communicate, they can transmit their data in between this. So here these are also called as intermediate circular orbit, ICO, because they are present in the space above the LEO satellite. So till which point LEO satellite can reach, from that point these medium earth orbits will take place. So from there they will take that responsibility to transmit the data. So the satellite period will be 2 to 24 hours. So but that LEO period will be 90 minutes, and maximum whatever the telecommunications are based on this medium earth orbit MEO satellites. So here we have the GPS connections whatever you are using in your mobiles in the latest technologies, everything is based on these medium earth orbits. And the third one is geostationary earth orbit or GEO satellite. So these orbits are above the equator because they are parallel to it, and it also called as equatorial orbits. So these are mostly in circular shape. So GEO satellites are at an altitude of 36,000 kilometers and above. So previously we have 12,000 miles and now we have 36 kilometers and above the orbit. So these are used for communication purpose and the climate conditions and study purpose. These satellites appear to be stationary, thus they always point to a particular earth station. So there is no necessity to adjust them from time to time. And here are some examples. So US GMS, INSAT are the geo satellites whatever we are using right now. So if you want to communicate the data, based on the data transmission we can categorize them into three types: low earth, medium earth and geosynchronous. So low earth in the sense 500 to 1500, medium in the sense 6000 to 12000 miles. So and arbitrary geostationary orbiter in the sense 36,000 kilometers and above. So these are the things what you have. And internet are the enablers of e-commerce. If you want to spread your business throughout the world, if you want to spread your market, then we need e-commerce. So if you need e-commerce, then obviously we require internet. Okay, that is nothing but your www and internet. If you don't have these two, there is no place of e-commerce. So here the statement will be internet and www are the enablers of e-commerce. So they are enabling this feature called e-commerce. So you have to support the statement. So in general, basically just go through with this question, you will come to know why this internet is important for this e-commerce, and all the things are there in this question. So it is a general statement, generalized question which we can write it. And the next part we have the limitations of e-commerce. What are the limitations? So the limitations comes under technical limitations. Lack of communication protocols, system security, standards and reliability is the first limitation of e-commerce. So everyone want to spread their business, but everyone must know the basic terminology or basic knowledge of internet and the protocol systems and whatever the securities we have to provide and all the things. So this is the first limitation. Why? Because of this, maximum of the people are not going towards e-commerce. And the second one is the telecommunication bandwidth is not sufficient as there is an increase of number of consumers. For example, if Flipkart or Amazon have opened an offer on one day, so on this part multiple users, crores of consumers will log into that website, but that website have that capability or capacity to handle those number of requests from the consumers. So the server must be available at all the time. So this is another limitation. The bandwidth is very less. If the bandwidth is very less, then very less number of people can communicate at one point. Next, evaluation and changes in software development tools are very rapid. So whatever the versions we have today, obviously we don't have the same version in after 1 week or 2 weeks. So these updates, the technology updates are keep on changing day by day. Every time whenever you have got any update, every time you have to update your application or update your software. So that is another limitation. Integration of e-commerce and internet software with few existing applications and database is very difficult. So if you want to connect with e-commerce and your internet along with the databases, so the establishing the complete network is a bit difficult. And in addition to the network servers, vendors need some special infrastructure and web servers. So now if you want to start your business through internet, you must have a system or a proper laptop with a proper internet connection, and you must have all the security firewalls, okay, antivirus and all the things. So you must have all these specifications and you must have a knowledge of all these things. And few e-commerce softwares are not compatible with few operating systems. So some e-commerce softwares which are there, they are compatible with a specific operating system. For example, some applications they won't work in Apple, some applications they won't work in Windows, some applications they won't work in some other Linux operating system or like that. So like this, some applications, some e-commerce applications or the softwares are operating system compatible. So these are all the technical limitations. Let's come to the non-technical limitations. Privacy and security. Security and privacy issue is very important in the B2C type. What is B2C type? Business to consumer. Okay. So here directly all the e-commerce applications are B2C type. Directly you are doing the business with the customer directly, the consumer directly. You are not dealing with business to business, you are dealing with business to customer. Okay. So security issues are big concern even after using good encryption. Privacy measures are improving at a constant rate. However, convincing customers about secure online transactions and privacy in shopping little difficult. So maximum of the people are afraid to go with online transactions in this e-commerce, some e-commerce websites, whether these sites are secured or not, whether they don't know that. So that's the reason, because of this privacy and security, some consumers or some customers are not ready to go with online transactions. Next, justification and cost. In order to justify the system, intangible benefits like good customer service and advertisement should be dealt carefully and appropriately. The cost incurred in-house e-commerce development may be high. So if you want to design a special e-commerce application, a special e-commerce software for you at your house, if you want to establish that is very difficult and it is very costly. And lack of trust and user resistance. Terms like paperless transactions, e-money, unknown faceless sellers are very difficult to catch up in market, as customers can't easily trust on faceless sellers. Okay, for example, in what we can say, the best second hand selling app, what is that?
OLX.
Yes, OLX. So in OLX, if someone keep a posting like I'm going to sell this particular product, so we'll get afraid to believe on that product and believing on the person who have posted it. So there are a number of frauds are happening through that OLX, right? So the lack of trust and user resistance is another limitation of these e-commerce sites. Have you faced anything like this? Some are there. Okay, so after receiving the money, simply they will say like this is not our product, and they won't deliver the product. So these are the things which are happening in using some e-commerce websites. Okay, and what are other limitations? Lack of feel and touch play an important role in stopping customers to switch from physical to virtual stores. For example, if you want to purchase a dress, okay, so whenever we go to a cloth store, obviously we'll check each and every point when we are purchasing any dress or any cloth. But if you go with online, we can't see the quality of that particular product, right? So the lack of feel and touch plays an important role. And second one, unresolved legal issues and improper government regulations and standards. So all these transactions are not legal apart from in some cases. So everything is not legalized. That is another limitation. There is a rapid change in evaluation in e-commerce, but customers look for stable areas before entering into it. So immediately whenever we start any new e-commerce business, the customers, they won't go immediately. Okay, first they want to check the stability of that particular e-commerce site and the business, then only they'll show their interest towards that business. Next, it may lead to barriers in human relationships. Obviously, inconvenient and expensive internet access resist more of the potential users from e-shopping. Inconvenient and expensive internet access. So if you want to go with any e-commerce site, obviously you must have internet and you must have internet access, a system, proper systems are required, all the things are required, but they are all very expensive. So these are the limitations, whatever we have, some technical limitations, non-technical limitations and other limitations. So because of all these limitations, even though you have all these limitations, but nowadays maximum of the people are using this e-commerce. Am I right? Yes. So here we have only 3 members. For you 3 members, I am taking this class. Good. Next, growth in e-commerce. The same points will be repeated again. What are the challenges facing the growth and spread of e-commerce in India? Same question, lack of trust, everything will be here. Same points, same question. E-business, traditional, contemporary model. So you just do one thing, you just go through this question number 24 and 25. These two are very similar. What are the limitations on the growth of e-commerce? So e-commerce అనేది డెవలప్ అవడానికి ఉన్నటువంటి లిమిటేషన్స్ ఏంటి? So once you overcome all these limitations, then we can see a big growth in e-commerce business. Yeah. So you just go through with the question number 25 and 26. So how same question repeat అయింది అక్కడ. Okay.
సార్ అవి జియో స్టేషనరీ అవి ఉన్నాయి కదా, ఒకసారి ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేయరా సార్? నాకు నెట్ వల్ల నేను లెఫ్ట్ అవ్వాల్సి వచ్చింది.
ఏంటవి? ఈ క్వశ్చనా? శాటిలైట్సా?
యా సార్, సాటిలైట్స్.
Yeah, okay. See, if you want to go for e-commerce, if you want to go with e-commerce and the global information distribution, how the data to be transmitted from one place to another place. So that is based on two things. One is long distance network and satellite network. So if that two areas can be connected by using these coaxial cables or any Ethernet cables, it is possible. If it is possible, then we can connect it through fiber cables or coaxial cables. And among these cables, fiber cables mostly preferred for carrying out international transmission. And apart from this, submarine cables can be used. So these cables, by using cables, we can connect two systems in a network. If that is not possible, if the distance is so far, then obviously we'll go with satellite networks. So one satellite from one place and another satellite will be at another place. So one satellite will send a signal and another satellite will receive that signals. So that data will be transmitted from through satellite networks. In the sense, there we have some artificial satellites and some natural satellites. So based on the bandwidths and based on the distance they cover, we can categorize these satellites into three types: low Earth, medium Earth, and geosynchronized Earth, GEO, LEO, MEO, and GEO. In the limited, it will reaches from 500 kilometers to maximum 1500 kilometers distance can be reached with the help of this low Earth orbit. Okay, and they will have 1 gigahertz to 2.5 gigahertz frequency range. Okay, and maximum these satellites time duration will be 90 minutes. Because of low Earth, everything is very less. The cost will be less, and the satellite infrastructures will be less. The usage, the power usage will be very less. So all these things are there with low Earth orbit. If you increase that limit from 6,000 to 12,000 miles, distance can be covered with the help of medium Earth orbit or MEO satellites. These MEO satellites will be after LEO. So once where this LEO will close, there this MEO will start. 6,000 to 12,000 miles distance can be covered with this medium Earth orbit or MEO satellites. And apart from that, once the distance is very high, then we'll go with geostationary Earth orbits. Okay, they can cover up to 36,000 kilometers and above. The orbital period of GEO satellites is same as that the Earth, which is in 24 hours. So maximum we can cover each and every part with the help of this geostationary Earth orbits. So మనకి ఇండియాలో ఇక్కడ ఉన్నవి యుఎస్ గోస్, మెటోస్ట్, జిఎంఎస్ ఇన్ జపాన్, ఇన్సాట్ ఐసీఈ మనకు బ్రౌజర్ మనకు శాటిలైట్స్ అన్ని దీంతోనే రిలీజ్ అవుతుంటాయి కదా. సో ఆల్ దీస్ థింగ్స్ ఆర్ ద పార్ట్స్ ఆఫ్ దిస్. INSAT GE satellites. So INSAT is a one kind of GEO satellite. So this is about satellites and depends on the things. Okay.
ఇవి e-commerce కి ఎలా యూస్ నాకు
See,
అర్థం కావాలి.
thing is, if you want to go with e-commerce, you must require internet kada. How you are getting that internet? How these things can be connected? నెట్వర్క్ సంబంధించిన కాన్సెప్ట్ ఇది. ఇప్పుడు ఈ-కామర్స్ మనం చెయ్యాలి. ఇఫ్ యూ వాంట్ టు డెవలప్ యువర్ బిజినెస్ ఆర్ ఇఫ్ యూ వాంట్ టు ఇంట్రడ్యూస్ యువర్ బిజినెస్ ఇన్ టు ద మార్కెట్, యూ మస్ట్ నీడ్ అన్ ఇంటర్నెట్ కనెక్షన్. Yes. So how the data can be transmitted from one place to another place, that is the thing. ఇక్కడ క్వశ్చనే ఉంది చూడు ఫస్ట్. గ్లోబల్ ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ డిస్ట్రిబ్యూషన్, హౌ ద ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ ఈజ్ డిస్ట్రిబ్యూటెడ్ త్రూ నెట్వర్క్, how it is possible. So it is possible with fiber optic cables or satellite network. See, if you have taken any internet provider, for example Hathway కానీ beam కానీ ఇంకోటి ఏదైనా తీసుకుంటే, వాళ్ళ నెట్వర్క్ ప్రొవైడర్ వాళ్ళ స్టేషన్ నుంచి వాళ్ళ సర్వర్ ప్లేస్ నుంచి మన ఇంటికి వాళ్ళ ఒక కేబుల్ వేరే వేస్తారు, అవునా, త్రూ హబ్స్. దట్ ఈస్ కోయాక్సిల్ కేబుల్ ఆర్ ఫైబర్ ఆప్టిక్ కేబుల్. సో బై యూజింగ్ దట్ కేబుల్ we can transmit the data. If it is the distance is less, we'll go with these cables. If the distance is very high, very huge, then we'll go with satellites. ఇప్పుడు మనకి టీవీ ఛానల్స్ వస్తున్నాయి, అవునా, ఈ టీవీ ఛానల్స్ అని ఎలా మనకి డిస్ట్రిబ్యూట్ అవుతున్నాయి? త్రూ శాటిలైట్సే కదా.
Yes, sir.
సో అండ్ ద ఎంటైర్ సెక్యూరిటీ ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్స్, బోర్డర్ సెక్యూరిటీ ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్స్ ఆర్ గోయింగ్, వీఆర్ క్యాప్చరింగ్ త్రూ శాటిలైట్స్ కదా. So all these things are possible through satellites. So we can use these satellites in different sectors. Even we can use it in e-commerce sector for data transmitting, for communication. Okay, have you got the point now?
Yes, sir, I got.
Yeah. So this is all about the basic stuff. And the question number 25 is repeated. Limitations on the growth of e-commerce. What are the limitations we have? And then we'll go with the next part, next topic, e-business, traditional and contemporary model. So if you don't have e-commerce, what we have? The how to transmit, how to improve your business. So we'll see this topic in the next class. Okay, this is completely theoretical part ma. So in general ga manam okkasari topic ardham cheskoni raసేసి generalized ga cheskoni raసుకోవాలి అంతే, హెడ్డింగ్స్ గుర్తుపెట్టుకోండి. అంతకు మించి పెద్దగా ఈ కామర్స్లో ఏముండదు. ఓకే.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, okay then. See you guys. See you tomorrow. Have a nice day.